Okay, so here we see the AmpliFi instant router now set up, and it works perfectly fine and so on. I have that as the first unit in this mesh system, this Wi-Fi mesh system, and this was really easy to set up with this quick setup guide. Works perfectly fine with this. So the first AmpliFi instant router was very easy to set up, and here we see the display. We can see the speed of the network and so on, which ports are used and all that, and the IP address and my local IP address for this router, and the clock and date. So pretty nifty. And here we can see upload and download, how much data that is used since the start of this, so that's nice. So we can see different things on the display, so quite nifty. And you see the LED ambient light that you can see below it. You can set that up in the Excellent app to have the as strong light as you want and so on. You can also set it up to turn it off on the night, for example, in a night mode. And the same with the LCD display. You can set up how strong the light should be on the display and turn it off completely in the night, for example. And below here we see my Google Wi-Fi mesh system, so you can compare it size-wise. As you can see, the AmpliFi instant router is much smaller than the Google Wi-Fi router, so that's nice. Very small. You can see it from the top too. Nice. So that was the router, and here we can see the first mesh point, the AmpliFi instant mesh point. And as you can see, it doesn't have a display on the front, and on the back side we can see that it has a LAN port and a power plug. So not two LAN ports as the router, but this LAN port you can use if you have for example a LAN port in the room that this mesh point will be set up and so on. And the same thing here, you can control the LED light, of course. So very easy to set up. It automatically shows up when you have set up the router completely. So all in all, you can set up the router and this mesh unit, the mesh point, in about 2 to 3 minutes actually, if you use the same Wi-Fi network you had before with the same password and name and so on. It's very fast to set up these two units, so works really good. Now to the third unit, that is actually a router, an AmpliFi instant router, but you can use that as a mesh point if you already have a router, so you can have the other router as a mesh point. So let's see that. And here we see the third unit now. That is actually an AmpliFi instant router, but now it's a mesh point instead. And as you can see, the same display, the same ambient light and so on. And on the back side we have two LAN ports. So I use that one because in this room that this mesh point will be, I have a network LAN port, so I can connect it directly to this mesh point. So now I have the best possible connection in this room, so pretty nifty. And the same here, you have the display that you can do different things on. See the download and upload and speeds and which ports are used and IP addresses and all that, so pretty nifty. So that was it. So now this AmpliFi instant mesh system, AmpliFi instant Wi-Fi mesh system is set up, and it was quite easy to do. So now I have 3 units and great internet speeds in every room in my apartment. That's pretty nifty.